It's time to take a new approach to finding true fulfillment in your career, health, and state of mind through insightful conversations with those who have found their professional and personal passions while achieving balance. Whether it's entrepreneurs, athletes, or healthcare professionals, we bring you real people, real growth right here on the Boost Podcast. Now, here's your host, Elena Lipson.
Hey Boost Squad, and welcome to episode 39. Elena Lipson here, and I can't wait to talk to today's featured guest, Denise Rabidoux from EHM Senior Solutions. Denise, are you ready to join the Boost Squad?
I sure am. Can't wait.
So before we dive into today's episode, I want to give a shout out to our sponsor, Mosaic Growth Partners. Mosaic Growth Partners provides growth strategy consulting to entrepreneurs and organizations in the healthcare and older adult baby boomer market. They can help you bring a new product or service to market, identify and engage new customers and partners, or grow your market share. They also provide coaching and training. For more information, go to mosaicgrowth.com. That's mosaicgrowth.com. Now back to today's featured guest. So EHM Senior Solutions is a not-for-profit organization with a history dating back to 1879. Formerly known as Evangelical Homes of Michigan, EHM operates senior living, Medi-Care at home, and private duty life choices programs. EHM is one of the industry's leaders in the movement of what's called life plan communities, and these are formerly known as continuing care retirement communities, or CCRCs, without walls. These programs allow healthy, active, older adults to maintain their independence at home, but also enables them to make arrangements for long-term care in the event of a change in their acuity. Throughout its long history, EHM has always worked to stay focused on the client and involve them in the organization's transformation. They've made it a priority to listen to the customer's voice above their own, especially during times of strategic planning and discernment. Denise is the president and CEO of EHM, and she's led the organization through the majority of its transformation, from a focus on skilled nursing centers and nursing homes to what EHM is today. She's known nationally for her ability to work with a team of employees to transform existing programs and build new ones that focus on technology and innovation and a high-touch approach to the array of services and solutions that EHM Senior Solutions provides. From serving 660 seniors in 2000 to nearly 6,000 seniors each year today, EHM is committed to serving individuals no matter where they are on life's journey and no matter where they call home. So Denise, there is so much I want to ask you, so I'm just going to start firing away with questions.
That's great. I'm ready.
Great. So the first thing I want to know is, what are the three things we should know about EHM and the Life Choices program?
I think it's important for individuals who are beginning to learn about EHM Senior Solutions to know about the commitment of leadership and the board to continually be in touch with its customer. Not only the customer today, but the customer or prospective client for the future. As new generations of older adults enter the market, it's important for EHM to develop this array of innovative solutions that match their desires about how they, and you talked about this, Elena, about how they wish to live, and to provide those services they will need to maintain their own sense of self-worth and independence. So as a senior provider, EHM believes in importance to realize that individuals, as they need to develop a circle of support systems. And this includes individuals in an array of solutions that will help them live their life to the fullest. We're going to talk a lot about LivWell Health today. And LivWell has been a wonderful technology solutions partner in this journey with us. For that reason, EHM believes that although seniors remains in our name as EHM Senior Solutions, we really serve the older adult, their family, and their circle of support. LivWell becomes an answer to having our team members deliver on that objective of serving the wider circle of individuals within their reach, offering a broad array of services and solutions. Without LivWell, I'm not sure it would be possible. So although we operate multiple campuses that you described and offer this array of services, we are best known for delivering the services wherever the client calls home. The third thing I think is important to know is that how the above philosophy has led to this development of several unique business lines that serve seniors and their families, really offering this array of atypical solutions, such as the Life Choices product. So imagine offering a product that is actually mirroring the services you would receive on a retirement community, but receive them in home instead. And that's been really significant for us. So we have grown immensely in not only serving seniors on our campuses, but with the help of LivWell, been able to offer services into the wider community and serving those older adults and their extended families in their home. So Life Choices is actually a membership program where an older adult provides a one-time entrance fee to us. They remain in their home, and it's our goal to help them to be happy, healthy, and safe in their home for life. And so using this philosophy of a retirement community without walls, we deliver everything that you would have the pleasure of delivering at home. Later on, we're going to talk about how LivWell has helped us develop a new part of the platform that allows that senior to receive even nutritional counseling, order meals in their home. We've launched our own meal product that you would know as Lean Cuisine or Jenny Craig, but it's called Great Living Meals. And we use the LivWell platform to deliver all of that. Life Choice Solutions was birthed, a second business product was birthed as a result of the services we provided in Life Choices. So we expanded those services in Life Choice Solutions and allowed the customer to purchase those services that we were offering to Life Choices members, but in an a la carte way. So now that volume is up to nearly 1,300 older adults that live in their own home outside the campus. Some of our clients who live on our campuses use Life Choice Solutions, but most of them live outside of the campus, and they can order an array of services and connect with us on a daily basis all through the LivWell platform. Those services could be home modification, they could be lawn services, home repairs, the installation of safety devices such as grab bars and ramps. It could be a personal trainer, a wellness coach, a nutritionist, a massage therapist. It could be Great Living Meals. So it has created this wide variety of what I would say atypical services of a senior living provider, where a customer can actually purchase them and through a web-based portal request services in their home.
Great. Well, thank you for that background. That is really helpful. There's a few things I want to emphasize for you listening. One is, if you're not familiar with LivWell Health, that's really a technology-enabled service provider that helps seniors to live independently in their home, and also for families seeking assistance in their care. So Denise talked a lot about them and how they've enabled some of these services that allow older adults to live independently, things like home repair. If they want to have a trainer or a nutritionist or a masseuse come to their home, LivWell Health can really help them order all of those services in a very seamless manner. But back to EHM, I want to emphasize some of the key points that Denise touched on. So one of the things I really love is that you are looking at the older adult really as an individual, and that experience is customized, and you're really basing it on the customer's needs rather than just maybe a younger person designing an experience for an older adult. And that's something that we're seeing more and more in the longevity economy and in companies that are serving older adults, really making sure that they're designing for the end user. So I love how much you've put the customer at the center of what you all are doing, Denise.
Oh, thank you very much. It's been a fun journey for us to change that philosophical approach to how we develop programs. So instead of this idea that if we build it, they will come, a paradigm shift in making sure we focus on what the customer wants us to build in the first place.
Yeah, and I think that leads really well into the next question I had for you. So, your business is all about attracting senior residents to your program. And I want to know kind of your strategy for attracting them and how you keep them healthy, safe, and happy.
Well, that's a very interesting business strategy. And that journey happened about in 2000, 2001, when we really decided that we needed to focus on this realization that as we move into an era of seniors, baby boomers, and beyond, that EHM needed to strive for customer relevance, that the programs that we were offering to customers had to be real and relevant to them at the time, and that there was this overriding desire to continue to be their provider of choice. LivWell has helped us realize that dream. This idea that one product fits all philosophy, I do not believe is going to work in the future. And so we've worked really hard over these last several years to really take a pause and decide what the senior desires, and if they're able to stay in their home, or if they want to move on to a retirement community or any of our services, that we still take that pause and develop programs and products that are relevant to them, that they want to purchase for a long period of time, and that we become their one stop to shopping in terms of services and solutions. And that has been a large, impactful business strategy for us. And so if an organization wants to be a organization of choice for a senior, a company needs to be nimble and flexible enough to offer services that happen to be based on what the customer wants versus what we think they want. And so that became a transformation for this organization, but yet always staying focused on that value proposition, the need to deliver that service no matter what it is, whether it's the installation of grab bars, or it's the connectivity of telehealth, or it's the use of the LivWell platform to wake up with us every morning and make sure that they realize they're still connected with us and can connect with a wellness coach if they'd like to talk to them. But that quality, precision, the commitment to meet their needs and exceed our promises to them are all the premise for this business strategy. And we learned very early on that in order to deliver on that promise of being relevant, precise, this commitment to serve and exceed their expectation, that we needed something, a backroom platform that was going to help us keep track of all of these services and solutions that the seniors were starting to request. And that was not only on our campuses, but also through Life Choice Solutions, and our other home-based programs. And so this idea of thriving in an environment where the customer is in the driver's seat. So that has been a very solid business strategy for us, this idea of saying, yes, we will, and yes, we can, and then trying to determine what part of our full organization is more capable of addressing that need, delivering on what the desires of the senior are, and how quickly can we get to their home or to their apartment.
Great. So 2 points I want to touch on there. One, it sounds like if you look at the services you provide as a continuum, if it was maybe like a funnel of sort of the stages you take clients through, would you say that the first step of the funnel would be your life plan communities, and this is geared more towards your healthier older adults who really can live independently, and that you kind of get them into the funnel of working with you so that, as they age and maybe they need more assistance, they move through different stages of living situations that EHM provides. Is that accurate?
Yes, I think that, yes, it's accurate. But the other thing I want to make sure that those that are listening today would realize is that working through LivWell and the expansion of services over the last several years at EHM that included innovation and technology, it has caused us to consider the customer in different ways. So we define that customer could be, you talk about this moving into a life plan community or moving through the continuum and perhaps being a client in Life Choice Solutions or Life Choices, a member in the Life Choices program. But we also have that extended family and that son and that daughter. And so we describe ourselves, when we describe the personas of the individuals we serve, as the full surrounded community around that senior. And so it could be that the daughter, who's a working and full-time employed working mom besides, and trying to help mom navigate her house alone because her father has died. And so now the senior is a widow. Our customer is not only the senior that we're delivering the service, but the customer could also be that daughter, because LivWell's platform allows us to connect with a variety of that extended circle of resources, including family members and friends who wish to pour it in and either purchase services or recommend services for that senior. And the senior themselves is also the independent touch point. So that has been an aha moment for us, is realizing that it's not just the senior we serve, and LivWell has allowed us to expand that reach and that connectivity to the greater surrounding neighborhood and to the family that's surrounding this senior.
Yeah, and that is such an important point that you brought up, because even though maybe your primary client is the older adult, the fact is that a lot of times the family caregiver is the one that's carrying most of the burden. So having a backroom system like LivWell that can help make the service delivery be more efficient and optimized and just easier really takes a huge burden off the caregiver, because then they're not having to provide and coordinate all those services themselves. So it sounds like LivWell has been able to really provide that benefit to the family caregiver, but also make it a lot easier for EHM to exceed their customer expectations and the promises that you're making to them as well.
It has been. We always talk as a team member and as our leadership team that many of us who have aging parents, and I actually am a Life Choice Solutions member and I'm on the LivWell portal myself, but we talk about the fact that many of us in our own families wish that years ago the LivWell platform, 10, 20 years ago, the platform was available, and that we were able to access it in the way our seniors and their extended families access the platform.
Yeah, I bet. So you've touched on this a little bit, but I want to hear a little more explicitly. What were some of the pain points and the challenges that you faced prior to working with LivWell Health?
Well, I think you described it early on, the growth. When we did our market study and really went and focused on the customer and what the customer desired, and started to touch point with seniors about what was causing them to move, what was the pain point that was a decision when they had to go into assisted living or they could not manage the house anymore, etc. There was this realization that we could provide these services and that the services were going to grow rapidly. And so we began this journey without a platform like LivWell and the wonderful partnership we've had with them. And it became painful very quickly, as you describe, started at 50, had 100 overnight, and then 200, and then 300, and trying to, even under the sophistication that's not very sophisticated when you look at what we're doing, but the use of Google calendars and work orders and manual requests coming in by phone. We launched a 1-800 hotline, for example, that seniors 1-800-EHM. And so seniors were starting to call us. And we woke up one morning and we said, we have to have some database platform for this. We were doing everything by hand, and we were worried that we would miss on a commitment to a customer. Senior's going to be home from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. We've scheduled some home repairs. They've requested 2 hours of our home maintenance employee to come to their house and do this honey-do list, because they don't have a honey anymore. They just have themselves. And we were so afraid that we would miss that commitment, that we would be late, that we would have forgot, that we hadn't had all the tools in our cars to deliver what repairs or to fix whatever this senior widow, female widow, had called us for. So LivWell became the answer to a pain point. And I think we were fortunate because we proactively started to look at technology at the time when LivWell came in our lives. And it really alleviated very quickly this pain point. Now, like I said, 1,300. Some of those individuals are one-time customers that we solve on an emergency basis, a leaking pipe under their kitchen sink or whatever. And other of those customers, about 900, by the way, now, are permanent customers that have repeat requests, sometimes weekly, definitely 2 or 3 times a month. And without that LivWell platform, that web-based portal to request services, but also even if they called our 1-800 line, the back room of the platform allows us to schedule all of these service providers, confirm with the customer, confirm with the family member, and then go back and touch point on, was it delivered? Did we deliver on your expectations?
Great. So it sounds like LivWell has been really instrumental in helping you scale your business by, sounds like about 10 times. I'd love to hear some other examples of how LivWell helped you mitigate some of those specific challenges that you mentioned.
We talk a little bit about that 1-800 hotline, and we do have an intake receptionist that answers that hotline. But can you imagine, we serve 9 counties in southeastern Michigan. So that phone, either they can go on the web-based portal, they can email us, contact us at EHM Senior Solutions, but they also can pick up the phone and call. And that could be, on a given day, we could have 20, 30 requests of seniors coming in. It could be a new customer, so we're trying to gather information. Where do they live? What is their pain point? I'm going to talk a little later about one of the things that we worked really hard from a culture transformation with our team members, because typically senior living organizations quickly listen to a customer's request over the phone, and then they're ready to port that customer into whatever product they're offering at the moment. Well, for sure, I have an apartment and assisted living, right? And so at that moment, if that's not what that senior called for, you've lost them.
Right.
And so we spent a great deal of time using the LivWell platform to really listen to the customer. So when that intake comes in, LivWell allows us to pull up that screen and start to listen to the customer and be populating data about this individual, so that when our service provider, one of our employees, then is called to help this person, whether it's a grab bar or a ramp, or they want a personal trainer, or the doctor said they had to stop avoiding sugar, and so they want a registered dietitian to come to their home, that profile that we develop becomes really important to our service providers that then go into the field to help this senior, because we're able to listen and at the same time offer solutions that are simple, and then have that service provider know who that customer is when they walk in the door. That's another thing. The seniors already feel like we know them because we can say, well, Rachel, our intake coordinator, told me about you. And oh my goodness, we can fix so much when I'm here. And I'm so fast, I can do it in an hour. And so let me get started with you. I'm so glad I'm here. What would you like me to start with first? Without LivWell, that would have been a difficult journey.
Yeah, so it sounds like LivWell almost, I know it sits on the Salesforce cloud, so it has some CRM capabilities. So it really allows you to get all that data and that view about each customer so that you can go in there, like you said, and just know the big picture and all of the details of the types of services that they're requesting. And so that you can really develop an intimate relationship and make that customer feel special and like you know them, because you could just go in the system and see, what all their needs are as well, which is great. And I know that one of the other things that you've been working on with LivWell Health and also Morrison Senior Dining is around meals. And that's a huge need for older adults as they're living independently or, even in assisted living, is just how do they get the meals and the nutrition that they need. So can you talk a little bit about that program as well?
Oh my goodness, we just launched with the help of LivWell and Morrison Community Living Senior Dining, an actual tile of request or a drop down that includes nutritional services, menus, as well as the ability for a senior to order one of our chef prepared meals called Great Living Meals. We launched it. We were in a sandbox for a little bit of period of time as we were working through the development of the tile. But overnight, this last month, we sold 350 meals to seniors living in their home. Those meals are individualized. There is a menu of meals that they can drop down. And if they like pork, they can choose one of our healthy living. If they're vegetarian, they can choose a vegetarian meal. But beyond that, with that comes the connection with a registered dietitian to make sure they don't have any other needs. We also make sure that the senior does not have any episodes or incidences during the month of food insecurity, that incident of deciding whether to buy food or pay for your medication. And so this profile within LivWell has allowed us to expand. And overnight, we've gone from about 20 meals a month to 350 meals a month. It allows that senior to place the order, decide what they want. Sometimes they're just they're actually flash frozen, and so they're freezer ready. And so they're putting them into their freezer, and that's just their rainy day when maybe they wake up and they don't feel well. But we now sell somewhere around 350 or more meals a month to seniors through the LivWell portal, which allows them to order them themselves and request services and counseling.
That's great. I wish I had a service like that. I don't really like to cook, so yeah. That sounds nice. So when you look at senior living and the changes that are happening in the broader healthcare landscape, how do you see EHM changing in response, and what role do you think that LivWell Health will play in enabling that future vision?
I think LivWell Health has been such a key component for our success, and actually more around this value proposition to our customers and even to our healthcare provider, our health system customers as well. This 1,300 individuals that we're able to touch and keep track of has allowed us to scale in ways we never imagined. It also allows us to touch the other parts of that customer relationship, thus the customer beyond the senior themselves. We're currently working right now. I think if you look toward the future, EHM Senior Solutions is currently working with a collaborative group of not-for-profit agencies and healthcare systems under the healthcare reform initiatives over the past years to develop a universal assessment and care management tool used by this group, this consortium of not-for-profit agencies. All of the agencies will agree to use a universal assessment form that can be viewed by everybody. And then at the same time, that will lead to the deployment of services based on that senior's need. We truly believe that this platform that we've been using now for several years, LivWell, will be the answer for managing the intake of clients in this collaborative consortium of 10 not-for-profit agencies together, creating not only this intake flow of the client, but populating the universal assessment data, and then using LivWell for the service providers within that consortium to coordinate services among the agencies so that everybody in one place can look and see at what point did the customer report in, what were the needs, which agencies in this consortium delivered services, were there unmet needs that couldn't be delivered. And so it has allowed us to go after initiatives under healthcare reform and also with other agencies to show that there is a way in which we can communicate with each other in a universal platform. So LivWell has been very instrumental in that.
Wow, that is huge. Just hearing you talk about basically getting this consortium, 10 or more organizations to basically be interoperable in the data that they're exchanging so that they can provide better care and consistent care to the clients and customers that they're serving. That is so huge. That's something that, health systems and small providers across the country are struggling with. And so I think that's great that a solution like LivWell can help you do things that, other health systems and other communities haven't been able to figure out across the country. So that's pretty revolutionary. It's a lot bigger than it might sound, on the surface, but that's a really big deal and a tough problem to solve. So I applaud you guys for having these big visions, and I look forward to seeing them being rolled out.
Thank you. We're really excited. So keep your fingers crossed. We're in a process of a grant approval a funding grant approval, and the agencies involved in this grant are very positive that we believe that it's going to attract some of our insurance carriers to believe in this product.
Great. So Denise, you have given us so much insight into EHM Senior Solutions and the role that technology and transformation play in senior living. But I want to close with one final question. What advice would you give to organizations as they consider leveraging technology as part of their program?
I think as senior living providers, I don't believe we can refer to ourselves as innovative unless we're willing to believe that technology solutions can become an important part of an organization's defined value proposition. And I think that's been the largest aha moment for me as CEO over the last 20 years, is we've always prided ourselves in being an innovative organization. But until we started to reach out to technology partners like LivWell and started to work really in the partnership of what we wanted to deliver, we hadn't even touched the surface of our capabilities, of our respective strengths within a technology partner and a senior living partner. Our staff has started to coin two phrases that I think say it all. We have started to describe ourselves as an organization that provides high touch and high tech. And it has changed the way a senior looks at us, because many times when they pick up that phone, they'll say that, oh, someone told me that you call EHM this high tech, high touch provider, and I want you to know I don't even have an iPhone or whatever. And they'll explain something to us, and then we'll say, don't worry, we're going to walk you through this process, and you're going to see how closely we can touch you every day by helping know what you want. And then I think the other thing that I would give others is to not think you have to jump in full-fledged into this world of technology, that there are great partners like LivWell that will help you along the way to deliver what you want, to listen truly to what your goal is in terms of customer service, and that our team members have learned to breathe and listen and just say, yes, we can. And that technology has allowed us to be able to deliver on that promise that we talk about all the time. So when we're listening to a senior and they're talking about all of this list of things they have to do, the ability to just breathe and listen and to put it into a profile, and then at the end say, I've already pulled up our calendar and Brad can be at your house tomorrow, is an amazing feeling. And so I would give advice to providers to take the journey, to not be afraid, that sometimes you don't have all the answers as you begin, but we've gone from 50 to 1,300 clients we've served using a platform like LivWell and a partner like LivWell Health.
That's great. So provide high touch and high tech service and tie this to your value proposition. Look for partners to help you deliver. You don't have to do this all on your own, and just listen to your customers. So I hope today's episode inspires you to think more about how you can find your passion and live your best life. For more information, including links to resources that Denise and I chatted about today and how best to get in touch with her, head on over to our website, mosaicgrowth.com, and check out our show notes from this episode and catch the Boost bonus. Denise, I want to thank you for sharing your journey with us today. And remember, anything is possible for you.
Now that you've completed this episode, the next step is to join the Boost Squad for strategic insights, tips, and tricks, as well as exclusive resources designed specifically to accelerate your personal and professional growth. All this and more is waiting for you at mosaicgrowth.com.